Well, the game started out nice and ended really, really bad as the Jays lose 13-3 to the Cleveland Indians and open up the series on a really bad note. And I thought, the way this game was going early, I'm like, okay, the Jays have an opportunity to win this. And yeah, they had a 3-1 lead at one point, and they ended the game 13-3 loss. So that tells you something right there. Let's break this thing down, because this was odd. The Blue Jays took the 1-0 lead early on a clutch RBI single from Kendrys Morales. That was great. We go bottom half, Marcus Stroman 1, 2, 3 clean. Okay, that's very promising. Top two, Ryan going to the sacrifice fly, scoring Ezekiel Carrera, who leads off with a double. Pilar moves him over. Beautiful piece of hitting. Great job. 2-0 Jays. We go to the bottom half. Edwin hits a home run. Oh, that's fantastic. But it's a 2-1 Blue Jay lead. That's fine. We move to the fifth inning. Still Marcus Stroman pitching a good game. And the Blue Jays, Justin Smoke doubles off the wall. 3-1 Blue Jays. So you get that Edwin home run right back. 2-run lead restored. And this is where things started to fall apart. Bottom of the fifth, Marcus Stroman. I don't know what happened to him. He just lost it. Gonzalez singles. Brantley hits into a fielder's choice. Edwin doubles. Move to the seventh. Edwin singles. Jose Ramirez doubles. Santana singles. Almonte home run. Zimmer singles. And that's that. The Blue Jays had a 3-1 lead going into the fifth. All right? They give up 4 in the fifth. They're trailing by 2 after 5. And they give up 8 runs in the 7th inning. So that tells you right there. Again, starting pitching was no good. Marcus Stroman has a tough game. I mean, he really has one tough inning. He was pretty much fine most of the game, except for that one inning. But that's all he needed. Aaron Loop gives up a run in an inning and 2/3. Jeff Beliveau, he's been good most of the time. Doesn't get an out. Gives up 4 hits, 6 runs, walks a batter. Nothing else happens there. Cesar Valdez comes out in an inning and 2/3, gives up 4 hits and a run. The bullpen, obviously not the Ryan Taperas, the Danny Barnes, the Roberto Osunas. Obviously, you get Loop, Beliveau, and Valdez, but they were awful. And I think a lot of Blue Jay fans, when the Jays went down 5-3, thought, well, that's pretty much it. And you were right. The Jays don't score again, and they die and lose 13-3 after leading 3-1. Any momentum the Jays had from that Boston game, and the first 4.5 innings in this one, gone. Now you just got crushed. So, what are you going to do? And Marcus Stroman's going tomorrow versus Danny Salazar. What we can guarantee is Marcus Stroman's going to give us a very good start. That is what we have learned with Marcus. What bats are we going to see? Are we going to be able to touch Salazar? Now he's coming off the DL. I don't know. What Jay Happ are we going to see in the finale? Are we going to be able to touch Corey Kluber at all? I don't know. But at this point, we want to see the Jays get a little bit of momentum to keep our hopes even slightly alive. But when they win a game, when they fight like they did against Boston, and then this, it's hard. And we're getting much closer to the trade deadline. It is not far away. We've been seeing move after move after move. We've been hearing things like today about Bautista gaining interest from teams. Okay, that's great. But I don't give a damn about gaining interest. When I see a deal get done, then we'll talk. Or when I see they're nearing a deal. When I see, well, this team is interested in this player. Okay, and the Jays are interested in Aaron Judge. They're interested in D. Gordon, for that matter. But they're not making moves towards them. We haven't heard that they're nearing a deal. We haven't heard any of that crap. All we've heard is that there's been interest. And, it sounds like they've had some offers on Bautista, which is all right to see. So there's actually a little bit of traction there, which is kind of surprising since Bautista's numbers are down, and he's an older guy. But if you find the right deal and you get a couple pieces back, maybe not a bad deal to make. But as of this game, the Blue Jays, I think, are done. Yeah, we've been saying that on and off. As they win a game, we're like, okay, let's do it. And then they lose, and we're like, oh, sucks. But I try to stay positive. After a win, I'm like, let's keep things going. 13-3 loss the next day. So, inconsistency at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. That's just what it is. And you know what? For what it's worth, let's do a standings update just to keep us in the loop of where the hell are we? And is there even a remote chance? We're 9.5 back out of the division. Well, the way this team's playing, let's not even worry about that. We're 6 games out of a wild card spot. Now, for a team that is actually playing well, 6 games isn't a whole lot. But for the Blue Jays, that's a tall mountain to climb. Now, I don't know what's going to happen as the deadline gets closer. I mean, I'm assuming we're just going to keep seeing this team is interested in Kendrys Morales. This team is interested in Jay Happ. This team is inquired about Marcus Stroman. Guys, do not listen to that crap, all right? If you go on Twitter and you see that they have contacted the Jays about this, that's kind of the same thing. Hey, so what do you think about Marcus Stroman? That's an inquiry. So we got to look at this as like, once we see a team making a push for a player, maybe start thinking. Like as in today, we got a little bit of Bautista news. Sounds like some teams are actually interested in him. We're just going to have to wait and see. Take it day by day and see where it goes. Hey, if we're talking rebuild, there's a loss. Tank for, I don't know. There's no need. There's no tank for McDavid or tank for Matthews or tank for Patrick or Heischer. There's none of that for baseball. It's just, you got to pick the right guys. Now, with that being said, I'm going to give you guys a question that I want you guys to go crazy with. All right? If you had to trade one starting pitcher, one, starting player, as in a guy that you think should be moved, right? So you could say, well, Jay Happ because his trade value is high. You could say Donaldson because his trade value is high. Or you could say, well, Marco Estrada because, and maybe Lariano because their contracts are ending, or Bautista because you want to get something back for him since his age is, a big factor. I want to know what you guys think. Because I personally don't think the Blue Jays are going to absolutely unload everybody in the next few weeks or so. I doubt that's going to happen. It more or less, if this team is going to call it quits when it comes to fighting for a playoff spot, like this year and next year and into the near future, they'll do it in the offseason. But with that being said, at this trade deadline, one pitcher, one positional player. Who will that be? That gives you a lot of options. You got to think about, the actual details about it instead of just saying, oh, I'd like to trade this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. Well, yeah, wouldn't we all when we're trying to rebuild a team, right? So, one pitcher, one positional player. I'm going to leave that to you guys. If I would pick, I don't even know. I would honestly look at Estrada or Lariano just because of their expiring contracts, and Jose Bautista. Those are my picks just because Jay Happ is a guy you can move in the offseason. Josh Donaldson's a guy you can move in the offseason because they have at least another year on their contract, right? So that's my opinion. Trust me, I'd like another couple guys gone, but one pitcher, one fielder. Let me see what you guys think, all right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed this video and you want to see some changes, because I think we all do at this point, hit the like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below what you guys think of this mess today. And my question to you guys, one pitcher, one fielder. Who do you got getting the boot out of Toronto? That sounded really bad, but who do you pick that should get traded from Toronto? And for what reason? That's what I want to hear from you guys, all right? So we'll talk to you guys. It'll be a little bit later tomorrow night. Maybe around midnight-ish, kind of like that area. I'll let you guys, you guys will see it. It will be out tomorrow. Don't you guys worry about that. But it'll just be a little bit later than normal, all right? I'm just letting you guys know now, all right? So we'll talk to you guys tomorrow night, and I'm really interested to see who stays and who goes. What do you guys think? I'll talk to you guys then.